The public transport, there is a lot of rush, okay, in the buses and all. There's a lot of rush, and the government doesn't have a very big budget to introduce more buses or improve it in any other way.
So could you repeat the topic? My internet was lagging a little.
Yeah, there is a lot of problem in the public transport system within the city. So the buses are overcrowded, and the government wants to uh, do something so that the public transportation is slightly better for the commuters, but they don't have a big budget. So the proposal is mooted that maybe they should remove the seats from the buses so that more people could be accommodated. So what do you think about this? And if you can give any alternative suggestions, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can please start the discussion. Yes, please. What would you like to do if you have to do something about this?
Um, First of all, it is not correct to remove the seats because people from all age groups travel through buses. So there are pregnant women, there are senior citizens, there are children. So seats are very important. So I don't think removing seats is a good way out. Other than that, if the since we cannot bring in new buses, we have to work with those buses only. So we can give in some incentives to the bus drivers and the conductors so that they uh, the so that they bring in like say they continue their round trip more often. Like they do not take longer breaks. Like if they are completing one-sided journey, they can take a break of half an hour and then continue with their work. So they can incentivize them. Also, they can go talk with the uh, cab companies, Uber, Ola, and Snappy, whatever we have right now. So, and we can reintroduce Uber pool services, carpool services, which was effectively being used before the COVID period, so that people can choose to go via cabs in a pool way, and so that it brings down the crowd from public transport, and people also get a good alternative to make a shift.
What we can also do is introduce double decker buses, like the existing buses. We can add another level. Like it has, they were already available before. I think the number of those kind of buses has reduced, so we can increase that again and create more seats for people and space for people. We could also do that.
But we do not have the budget for the double decker, no.
It doesn't say that we don't have budget at all. It says that we have less budget. So I think just adding another level wouldn't be as costly, I believe.
Okay.
And when we talk about removing seats, maybe we may remove some seats, because anyway when it's overcrowded people are not able to sit anyway. So we can still keep some seats for senior citizens and pregnant women and disabled people, so that they can have a seat. But I think anyway people who are not the people who are boarding the buses are not able to sit anyway. So I think we may remove some seats, few seats, but we can't be like totally without them.
There will also be a lot of safety concerns because there will be increased risk of accidents or injuries in buses with fewer seats because it will implement standing of people a lot. Also, I think the government should seek partnerships with private sector and other avenues should be explored to for funding opportunities and implementing solutions with collaboration with some organizations. Also, maybe foldable seats can be arranged rather than complete removal of seats, which will maximize space utilization.
The problem with foldable seats, I believe, is that people will choose to sit rather than stand. If they are given an opportunity to actually sit, then they'll definitely sit in those seats, and obviously the next person has to stand. So it doesn't solve the problem as such. The other thing can be to promote other forms of transportation, as Mansi pointed out about the cab services. We can start the school services again. Like we can ask the cabs companies to actually promote those types of services. And we can also look for other forms of transportation. Like in different cities, there are metro lines and railway networks, which can be used by workers or by travelers to travel to one place to another. So maybe the government does not have budget, so the expansion plan of metro lines wouldn't be possible. But something can be done to promote those forms of transportation as well.
We may also promote cycling as a form of transport, and we can create. I mean, we can provide for public cycles that people can use and create lanes for it. But yeah, it will require a lot of infrastructure adjustments. But I think we could also explore something along those lines, like for short distances.
There can also be a passenger count to realize how many people travel during different times of the day, and more buses can be deployed on those networks to accommodate as much as possible. Also, there can be like we can take feedback from the people about these ideas if they think it's better for them or not.
Also, in different cities like Bombay and Delhi, we see that the auto rickshaw services that they have, they usually take just one people and act as a taxi, which is different in Kolkata here. So we can talk with the auto unions or auto rickshaw unions and tell them to accommodate 3 to 4 people at one time in a similar route, so that it's just not the entire rickshaw is not booked for just one person, but other person can also get along and travel if they are in the same, but if they're traveling to a same area.
Yeah, that way the fare would be reduced. Like instead of paying 100
Yeah,
rupees,
exactly.
the fare that could be paid would be much lesser.
Yes. Also, we can the companies can also offer shuttle services. Like companies have that much of capital or money to rent a car or a traveler bus or something that could seat around 10 to 15 people. So they can also offer start shuttle services so that the employees, like if there are 50 employees also, they can just be accommodated through shuttle services, and that would reduce the weightage in the public transport.
But I think that would create a lot of traffic also at the same time. So uh, may not be feasible.
No, but people who are traveling in their individual cars or scooters and bikes, those will be replaced by a shuttle service. No, so maybe some adjustments would be there. Like if 5 people are coming in 5 cars, now there's just one car. So that could also happen.
Anything else? Anyone of you please summarize?
So we discussed about different alternatives that we can provide to the government apart from just removing seats from the bus. So we can introduce carpools, we can introduce foldable seats if it's possible. We can increase the trip rounds made by the buses so that they can there are more number of buses on the road and they can divide the people. We can partner with the private sector and ask them for some capital or some partnership in a way that they can help with the crowd settling. Metros can be used. People should be motivated to use metros, auto rickshaw carpoolings, cabs carpoolings, and office shuttle services can also be introduced so that we are dividing the crowd in all possible ways instead of just one transport.
Okay, fine. I think Mansi came out with more solutions. Mohit, you are only giving objections, not giving in new ideas. So that is not a good sign for these kind of case studies. We should also contribute by way of suggestions. Shaurya talked about the foldable seats. More buses in different timings means you are saying that increase the number of buses during rush hour, but then the number of buses is limited. Double-decker buses could be probably done, but it will require a lot of um, safety things, passing from the motor vehicles, uh, the design and everything, and probably not very easy to just add a deck to an existing bus. So overall, it was a decent discussion, but Mohit, you need to give some ideas also. Okay,
Okay, sir.
I'll give you a case. Huh? This will be